Hi, everybody. Hope you're all doing well and find yourself in good spirits. One of my favorite things to do is to try new places, to go see new things. And I have a lot of range there. Sometimes I like going to really nice places, and other times I like going to the complete opposite. And today I did that. There's this apartment complex that seems super sketchy. And in it there's a restaurant. It's if you've seen it, it would. There's actually a tire shop next door to the restaurant, and then people live upstairs. And it used to be like a dope spot even. Now I think Arab folks live in the upstairs apartments, but the place always looked, sketchy. And I've driven by it a good 30 years now and never went in. They've been in business for 40 years. And today I went in, and the first thing that stood out, despite the rundown outside appearance, this is, where South Sac is starting, near an industrial area on where Martin Luther King hits Franklin Boulevard. And so I thought, I'm going to check out this little dive restaurant, if you can call it that. And I walk in, and the first thing that stands out is that despite the building looking really old and run down, it's pretty clean in there. Things are old, but it's clean, and that would be a deal breaker. I don't like going to places that ain't clean. And then there was like these white folks that were running the restaurant. And in South Sac, you have these little pockets of white folks who have been here for a long time. And at one time, parts of South Sac were like the suburbs and the nice neighborhoods. And those are people that a lot of them have been here that long. And so there's this like old school 50s vibe to them. And they're cool. I do parades with them. I've served on boards with them. We cool. Not the restaurant owners, but white folks in South Sac in these little pockets. They're a little bit different than the white folks in the yuppie East Sac communities. These are just folks that they're just hardworking folks. They're unpretentious. That's how I can best describe them. They're unpretentious, hardworking, blue collar white folks, right? And so I go in the restaurant, and it's mostly some Mexican folks and some white folks that have this old school look to them. And I order biscuits and gravy because that's what I like to try at little, greasy spoon restaurants. And while I'm waiting, the door opens, and this big ass dude fills up the whole door with a black cowboy hat, has a pirate on it, some crossbones, and then he's got all black on, like the bad guy in a western, but he's got like a motorcycle vest, and it says like bad motherfucker. I don't see no like motorcycle club logos, just a lot of patches that say he's a badass, right? And it's an old white dude. It's pretty like I'm tripping out. I'm just enjoying this whole new experience. And then like the Mexican couple at the end, this older vato got a bunch of tattoos, and his wife, they're just eating quietly, talking. Everybody's kind of minding their own business, just eating. And then that guy walks in, and everybody seems to know him. And I won't say his name. It's kind of a cool Western name, but because of the next part. So then he sits down, and he reaches in his thing, and he pulls out a big ass 44 that's chrome and gold plated, and he puts it on the counter. And someone says, "What's that?" And he goes, "Oh, it's a 44." So then he hands it to him. And then everybody in the fucking restaurant starts handling this gun. And it's just going down the bar where, the counter where people are lined up to eat or sitting to eat. And then it gets to the guy right by me. And then it starts making its way back. Like, they didn't know me. They must have all known each other, even though they're, like, just eating quietly. And so they're like all passing this gun around, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking hella cool. And then when it gets back to him, I'm like, hey, that's an 1858 Remington. I I don't think that's an actual Remington, because nowadays Italians make them as replicas. And I tell them, those are pretty accurate. I could probably hit a bowling pin at the 50-yard perm repeatedly and consistently with one of those. And then I'm like, yeah, it's black powder, whoopity whoop whoop. So they're kind of impressed that I know all about it, about their gun. Even to them it's just a pretty gun, and this crazy dude that walks around and puts it on the counter and passes it around the restaurant. And I'm like, man, this is kind of crazy. And I'm tripping out because, like I said, I go to other restaurants, and in town we have a lot of restaurants where the wait is an hour, and it's like the go-to spot. All the hipsters and the yuppies and the people that want to go places that are popping go there. Here there was no wait. I got my food like in 10 minutes. I saw them cook it up fresh right there when I ordered it. Made friends, saw people passing around guns. And when I left, right before I left, this brother comes in with dreadlocks, and it's like the complete opposite of looking like looks the complete opposite of everyone else there. And that only added to the diversity and the coolness of it. There's another restaurant around the corner called Stagecoach, and what's kind of blown me away about that is that it's also in South Sac, and you get like all these old school white folks with Trump hats, MAGA hats, but then you got like these black folks that belong to the church and vote Democrat. It's like just this incredible mix. Everybody's eating, nobody's tripping off each other, no one's mad at each other. There's actually this understanding, hey, we're all in in this community together, and it's rough, so we're gonna enjoy this time to eat and take a break. And so when I left, I was like, all right, everybody, and everybody waved goodbye like it was Cheers and I was Norm. And so I got home, cracked the thing open, and the biscuits and gravy actually had like chunks of sausage in them. And I've gotten them other places where they got like seasonings and garlic and other stuff, and they're good. These actually reminded me of the SOS, you would get on Saturdays. And they were delicious. The eggs were good. So I'll go back. And I'm glad I stopped because the place is like 4 minutes from my house. Been wanting to go there for 30 years, never have. Today I did, and it was a good experience. So that's the message, man. Try new things. You never know what you're going to find. You might find a hidden gem. Have a good one.